It was a day like any other, and Laura waited for her husband, who was in his job, like every day. She was still waiting for Mark, but he didn't return. Laura was angry, but Mark explained that he was doing some business with some important people. Mark was really worried because he knew he was at risk. Laura felt that Mark was hiding something, so she just decided to watch him. It was a day like any other, and Laura waited for her husband, who was in his job, like every day. She was still waiting for Mark, but he didn't return. Laura was angry, but Mark explained that he was doing some business with some important people. Mark was really worried because he knew he was at risk. Laura felt that Mark was hiding something, so she just decided to watch him. Mark sat in a chair and drank a wine cup. Then he went into the bedroom and telephoned to Dylan. He was his business partner. Mark told him that he was ready. He was the plane tickets and they will travel next day. Dylan told Mark that the police were really near. Mark was so scared, but he continued packing. He knew that he couldn't stay in his house. Mark loved his wife, but he needed to go. Mark made sure he had his false passport, and in that moment Laura walked into the bedroom. She was angry and she asked him if all that she was heard was true. She couldn't believe what was happening, and she didn't understand why Mark had to go fast. Mark said her that he has to go because he loves her so much, and he didn't want she happen something and he will be guilty. He needed to forgive him. In that moment, somebody knocked at the front door. It was Dylan, and he told Mark that they had to go now. Mark said goodbye the last time of his wife, and he couldn't look back. Dylan and Mark went to the airport because they needed to escape from the police quickly. Laura was really sad. She couldn't believe what was happening. All things were perfect before, and she didn't understand in which moment things changed and how he could engage in that business. Laura didn't know what to do. She could only do the right thing. She called the police. She loved Mark, but she couldn't let so many people suffer because of the big business of her husband, because of drug trafficking. Thanks to Laura, Mark and Dylan were arrested, and more people have been arrested.